Hello, I am Prabhu Chawla. We are starting the next edition of the Bottom Line today, weekend edition, in which we discuss various current affairs, international affairs. Today we are going to discuss the biggest event which took place last week in New Delhi. I'm talking about AI Summit. In 20 heads of state participated. 20 countries participated. About 250,000 candidates registered themselves to showcase their products, what they've developed. It was a business to business meeting, B2B. But it turned out to be a gala spectacle for showcasing India as the best event destination for Prime Minister Modi. He was surrounded by other CEOs. He welcomed all of them. He met individually all of them and told them India is the place where AI will be playing an important role. Was it a win-win situation for India? Or did we give away more than what was required? Or it was just a spectacle, just another event? But looking at the kind of commitment and the kind of responses which we got, it seems Modi pulled off yet another miracle for India.
फ्रेंड्स, आज दुनिया में दो तरह के लोग हैं। एक, जिन्हें एआई में भय दिखता है, वो हमेशा वैसी बात करते हैं, और दूसरे वो जिन्हें एआई में भाग्य दिखता है। और साथियों, मैं जिम्मेवारी के साथ कहता हूं, गर्व के साथ कहता हूं, हमें भय नहीं, भारत को एआई में भाग्य दिखता है, भारत को एआई में भविष्य दिखता है।
I have with me today my colleague Shankar here, who is going to discuss what happened at the AI summit. Was it good for India or bad for India? So let us discuss, Shankar. I'm starting again. A big event happened in India, and it was very much covered by Indian press at least. I don't know about the foreign press. It was billed as one of the most successful events globally India has organized. Maximum number of people, maximum number of heads of state, maximum number of B2B business, and it was billed as one of the most successful AI conference all over the world. This was the fourth in a row. It started in England, went to France, then from there it went to South Korea, then it came to New Delhi. In other countries, we didn't find the picture of the head of state, but here it was Modi all over the place. So many people came, but as I said, our Prime Minister is the distinction of creating acronyms. He is acronym smith. There are people wordsmith, slogan smith, but he's the acronym smith. I think in 10 years he must have given 500 acronyms for various schemes which he had launched. Even for AI, he created one. And it was again a Sanskrit and Hindi because he believes in that. He must be taking a lot of time to create these kind of things because it connects with reality also on the ground. Then he has given the slogan MANAV.
साथियों, आज न्यू दिल्ली एआई इंपैक्ट समिट में मैं एआई के लिए MANAV मानव विजन प्रस्तुत करता हूं। मानव का अर्थ होता है ह्यूमन।
It is of course for the global good, welfare, everything is there. But what is Manav? Because he has given 4 words in this. Manav has 5 words in fact. What are those 5 things? So that we can connect it to what happened on the ground.
So Manav is basically an example of reverse engineering. He wanted to say Manav as against artificial intelligence. So Manav is moral and ethical systems. M stands for moral and ethical systems, which is a concern the world over. A is accountable governance. Sovereignty is a big issue. So national sovereignty. There is only one kind of sovereignty, but anyway, national sovereignty. Then accessible and inclusive. That is the other mantra that people are saying, because just like digital divide, there'll be an AI divide. And fake news, so valid and legitimate. What this has done, Prabhu, is that it has taken this idea, the development, the disruption to the masses. So Manav, and he, as you rightly said, he is an acronym smith. He constantly creates acronyms because he believes that these acronyms are easily remembered and people would remember this also. In fact, the budget had 54 acronyms.
Yes.
this year.
No, but the
So
question, because that is easy for market the event also, no? That is the mana, because I am doing everything but human being. And that is what he wants to sell, because AI
yes.
basically is more elitist contraption, because it is all bought by foreign companies. What I'm saying, let us discuss the first part of the Manav, that is M. And M means what? Can you put it in the Indian context? How does it implement it on the ground? You're looking at the presence of people, the kind of photographs were there. You saw Mr. Modi was surrounded by all the famous CIO dealing with technology, AI intelligence. And the both ends of the corner, there were two Indians also at the left and right side. In the middle, they were all foreigners. But when you're talking about Manav, the M you are talking about it. So what does it implement? What happened on the ground? Does it reflect that?
So moral and ethical systems is basically a very non-starter, because all of these language models, most of them at any rate, are trained on data that doesn't belong to the people, the companies. Just like Google has all the data on its sites, it is using the data to train its models. Many of the models are reading books that are IPR protected. In India and elsewhere, magazines and newspapers have fought against the LLM systems. So I don't know where the moral and ethical systems will come, because the moment you touch that button, they will say, "Oh, innovation nahi hoga."
Basically, you're
And
saying,
accountability, how do you?
no, basically you're saying when you come to AI or technology, I think the concept of morality is alien to them. They are not made for each other. AI cannot be moral because it is created by machines. There's no morality involved because algorithm doesn't know morality, isn't it?
Well, the company which has got a name for it, OpenAI, which created ChatGPT, said it was going to be a company for greater good, not for profit. And now everything from market cap to valuation, and it's raising $100 billion just now.
Yeah.
So morality is also contextual.
So Mr. Modi was putting there because he wanted to give Indian concept, Indian moral values and whatnot. He was basically telling them, if you don't do the moral part of it, look after it, there may be problem in giving you access to the Indian market. Am I right?
Correct. That this is at least trying to put the Indian stamp on what is a global phenomena, where it is like the Wild West. Anything is happening, everything. The Chinese are doing their own thing. The latest, one of the latest thing people are using is something called open clause. And that
Mm-hmm.
is, you put it on your system and it answers your email, reorganizes your life and everything. It's like the agentic thing. And nobody has any clue where this is going. So when you say accountable governance, who are you going to hold accountable? The
So basically,
machine, the system, the user, who?
the basic foundation of AI is to eliminate the Manav itself. So
Yes.
so when you are saying China has done something, you just put the question there. Manav puts the question, everything is answered on his behalf, whatever he thinks right is wrongly. But again, coming to morality and whatever you're talking about, because profit motive is the important thing. They are all working for voting, valuation, and nothing else. And the problem is they are using data which is yours and mine. And they are mining our data and then making money out of it, misusing it or not using it. But by giving them so much of red carpet welcome in India, what are they trying to give a message? What kind of things? Raising the hands, and two of them did not connect each other. They were
No,
they were showing
yeah.
the fist. They were showing the fist rather than showing.
It's surprising that Dario Amode and Sam Altman did hit each other. But anyway, so what the message is very simple, Prabhu, that India wants them to invest in India. Even India wants to use their models, the technology, the data center investment they want. What do they want? That is the interesting part. Why are they all queuing up to come to India? Is
Yeah.
because India is the second largest internet user market with 1.1 billion people on the internet. And India is the fifth or sixth largest data generator. Now, what does the machine learning LLM people want? They want data. So you have users here, you have data here. So we, in a way, if I say it very cynically, Indians are in one way data points for them. But for India, the advantage is that when they come here, we can collaborate, we can use some of their technologies, because India cannot start now at this late stage to build a large language model. We have built one model, Sarvam, but it's way ahead. I mean, things have gone way past the bus stop in some senses. So India is an attractive destination for them because we have the people, the technologists or the techies, we have the data, we have the users, and we are a rapid adopters, just like UPI, how fast we adopted. 5 years, 6 years back, we would hear about check bouncing cases. Now we don't hear anything like that at all, because everything is online, everything is digital. So I think there is a symbiosis there. They want us, we want them. But the question is, what is India looking for?
Coming back to that, let us sort out one thing. You see, let us conclude one thing. There is moral and accountability. Both are not going to happen there. So it is much like a wish, but it's not.
Yes, it is a wish list. It's very true. It is a wish list.
It's a wish list. Therefore, Prime Minister has given this. But going to the next word is A, which you're talking about accountability, isn't it? Accountability.
So M is moral, A is accountable. The question
who is accountable? That's why I'm saying, these people, do you have control over them?
No, you don't have control over the machine. The machine doesn't have control over itself. The machine is supposed to get sentient. In many cases, the machine has acted without instructions. So there are three pieces to it. There is the data part of it, the machine part of it, the user part of it. Where will the accountability and governance come? We can all believe that we are going to enforce accountable, but this is a wish. This is a lofty goal to have.
Accountability comes in two ways. One is your data is parked outside. He is insisting that it should be, data center should be here. They should keep the data here in India. That is the part which he is insisting on. But they may not insist on, because giving the data here, they are not giving on Google, for example, not giving the data. WhatsApp is not refusing the data. They can say, okay, we follow. But when you say accountability, because AI means my information is going to them. Because as one of the officers, Amitabh Kant, put, 15% of the data used by all these industries is coming from India.
Yes.
India is giving them data on which they can do all kind of experiments, and they can connect with us, and they know everything what we are doing. So how you make them accountable? That's a more question, because India is still a nation state. Because Indian people are used to WhatsApp. They are having phones. You've got 150 billion phone connection. As smartphones are about 900 million. So they are using it, not knowing fully well what it means, how they are losing everything. Everybody knows what you're watching.
So basically, Indians will use it where it becomes convenient and where it is profitable. The question of accountability, governance and all, bahut dur ki baat hai. For them, this is a utility. And that is where we should sort of keep it. I don't think we should sort of expect anything more, because world over, the Europeans have passed a law on accountability. It has not gone anywhere. So we have to think of the technology, how fast it is evolving. How do you create an accountability? For instance, autonomous cars are part of AI, correct? Self-driving cars. If the car has an accident, who is to blame? The car maker, the software, the owner, the person sitting in the car? These are issues that have not been sorted out. So accountability is a wish list.
It's a wish list. That's what I'm saying is that you got these people, because there is a question of, let us discuss the third part of it. M, A, then is N. What is N now?
National sovereignty, which basically means that our data with us and we will protect. So somewhat this is a good goal. All the countries want it, but data like finance moves across borders. And where it ends and where it begins is very difficult to assign. So what we can get is basically saying that India's data will be stored in India. So you will create some data centers, some investment for data centers. And that is where, I mean, it's a possible goal. It's a workable goal. and will probably happen. I mean, Microsoft and others are doing it.
Most of the users in India, Android phone, for example, the Android phone can be accessed to sitting there. You don't, in iPhone, there is some problem. But when you are using so many 400 billion people have got Android connection, I am told, more than that. On that, you have access because basically data will be in India or elsewhere, but more in India because people are using phone more often as a way of communication rather than personal computers or iPads and
No,
whatever.
no. So this is not yet a set rule. I mean, I don't know where the law stands on this. Suppose I am in the US and you are in India and you send me an email or some material to me. Where does it begin to be your data and where does it begin to be my data?
Once it crosses the air boundaries.
Yeah. So those are things that have to be still determined. But the other two are very real issues. Basically, what we are saying. So the next letter is A, accessible and inclusive, which is very good goal to have. That everybody should have access to it. It should be on your phone because Indians are mobile users, and just like UPI, BMAP, we should have this app in languages whichever one. And the fifth part, actually, Prabhu, is the most important one, which is that valid and legitimate. It's all this fake news, cyber attacks, all this stuff. Now, SEBI is advertising how fake videos are being made promoting a particular share or a particular fund. And they are saying that, look at the visual, whether the eyes are fluttering, whether there is movement and all. So these things have to be tamped down. And this is where I think the government will have to start from V to go to M. Because only when they have legitimacy will they be able to establish morality and ethics and all.
No, when you're talking about fake news and everything is happening there now, most of the things are happening. How can these companies are not going to ensure you that nothing will fake, will emerge out of their system? Because as you say, machines have no control. Whatever algorithm is given to them, they'll produce. If I tell somebody to give me a picture or thing, or meme of somebody, prime minister or somebody else, they will generate it and put one and one together.
No, there is one aspect here which has potential, which is that anybody who creates anything fake has to sell it on some platform or the other, whether WhatsApp or on Twitter or on Facebook or on Insta. And those platforms can be controlled. That this has appeared just like India now does on fake tweets during Operation Sindoor. We removed several tweets. Facebook had several stories. Even now there are fake accidents. Today there was a fake post on Instagram of a nuclear disaster in Canada. These things, and they're all taken down immediately. So that is where this possibility is there.
Shankar, let me go to the basic question. Why are so enamored with the concept of AI? Because India is, in terms of literacy, is now 60%, 70%. But basically, AI is meant for what? Why are our prime minister so gung-ho about it and giving so much of importance to all the foreigners coming here? What is it going to do for us? Because we are still struggling. Somebody said, I think Macron said or somebody else said, that I can provide any solution for anything, but I can't provide a solution for Delhi traffic. So obviously there are certain problems which we have to resolve ourselves, but we are going for a high-end technology, but without tackling the basics which are problematic here. But why are we doing so much of AI, giving so much importance to AI? What do we want to achieve?
So what does AI do? So let's understand this. AI has the potential to analyze large masses of data. Say, for instance, all the farms in Delhi. What is the output? What is the length? What is the water level? What is everything? And whether they should be given water or not can be assessed by assessing that data. Or Delhi pollution. How many pathological tests have been done in Delhi which showed viral fever, asthma, which have bronchitis? So you can take all this and connect to this air quality so these are things that can be done on AI. हम लोग क्यों AI के गाड़ी पे चढ़े हुए हैं? Because you can't avoid it, Prabhu. If you remember, several years back, we used to go to the bank teller to get a check to withdraw money. We used to write self, and that guy would give us cash. Then we came to the ATM age. Now nobody goes to ATM also because everybody is transferring online. Nobody is carrying cash. So these are not, we didn't lack people to staff teller counter or cash counters. We adopted technology that is developed elsewhere for a population which is aging. But such is globalization that you have to accept that technology and use it. So how do we do this better for us? What can we do for India using this technology? That is what I don't know how much of this conversation happened. सब लोग जय हो तो गा लिए, लेकिन जय हो हुआ क्या?
And that's what I'm saying. No, you are talking about it's useful and whatever. For example, land records are not visible in India. We can use those for the land record. But ultimately, demarcation has to be done by some human intervention as well. As you see, many IAS officers got promotion by creating artificial intelligence, using it, that we have done this social work, we have done this NALA, we have done this, and got the promotion also, and got a certificate from the government of India also. So where is the check there? So they will use the artificial intelligence for promoting themselves, because there is no accountability, as you said, in this system. If IAS officer or DM says, okay, in my budget, you gave me the budget for doing this much in my district, I've done it, he gives the picture generated by AI and gives to the government and gets the money.
No, there is there is no escaping human ingenuity in frauding people or defrauding the government. That's no question at all. But here's something so India has the best space capacity, ISRO. We have geospatial data. So tomorrow in Bundelkhand, an entire district can be taken. The geospatial data can say what is the level of moisture in that land. Then these farmers can have an app on their phone which will tell them at this moisture level, at this what can be grown. It can tell them what is in demand, tur dal, moong dal, whatever they want to grow, that they can be connected to markets. Now, who will organize all this? There is no C. Subramaniam now. There is no MS Swaminathan. So that is the question.
So AI should be used for what? For example, agriculture, they could talk about Bill Gates misusing it, trying to get the health data about it in India, then trying to find out what vaccination has to be given, what kind of things they're eating. Because this AI is being used for promoting certain motives which are unknown. And India can be, as he said, it is lab for us. He has been quoted, India is the lab for us. So he's the person who was using Indian data. And for example, even Aadhaar, which was started by here, which was connected with the telephone. If she's connected with the telephone and it goes to the hands of AI, then everything is available to you.
But the only good thing about Aadhaar is that it is an isolated, all the data is isolated. But you have a point when you say that a lot of us carry our data on our phones. And if you introduce an AI app or an agentic on it, you have to think about how safe is that data, whether you can isolate your own data. You might have messages, you might have financial details on your phone. People keep their banking account, shareholding, everything on the phone. And how do you protect that? Now, that is the first order priority that they should sort of talk about, because in a society like India, these are very valid concerns. If people are calling the other person and saying OTP aa gaya, thoda de do, and robbing people, we have to be very careful. The other thing that, Prabhu, like you said about traffic, for instance, AI can be used to plan. I mean, why should you have so many flyovers everywhere? There must be a way to find out what is the density of population, what is the density of traffic. Should all offices be starting at the same time and closing same time? मुहूर्त थोड़ी है कि सबके सब 8 बजे शुरू होंगे.
I'm giving an example. This new Central Vista project is started. We have Bharat Mandapam there where all things are happening. You have to go to Bharat Mandapam. North Delhi cannot go to South Delhi during that period when the Prime Minister is moving.
Yes.
And you have created this Central Vista offices on both sides without thinking when the traffic goes into a tunnel. The tunnel which they made to access the Bharat Mandapam, that tunnel is closed. It can't go. It means the people who are planning, as you pointed out, Indian artificial intelligence, biological intelligence, they don't have. So
no. Just that next level of thinking, they say, not my problem, because they know they have a car, they know they have a driver. See, government officers, if you take away their cars and their drivers, they will know what traffic is all about. This is my old favorite theory.
3 days, Delhi was totally locked because Central Vista and Bharat Mandapam, whosoever planned it, it was Prime Minister motive, okay, we will have a massive international conference holding place. But going to that place means you close the half of the city. Yesterday, people took 5 hours to cover 2 kilometers. There are no,
even those who were inside.
I'm talking about AI. The question is AI to be used to handle your basic problem first. Because you're constructing roads without, you have seen that highway, whether the highway is going into some house even. You have seen the highway which from 4 lane to 2 lane it gets converted. AI cannot tell them, you are going on the wrong way. Yeah? Stop it.
How can AI help a country where a flyover goes through somebody's balcony? How can they help? I mean, so there are some problems we can't solve.
No,
but
that's what
there are other problems that we can solve.
So what do you think AI secure, for example, beds, hospitals without doctors. Most of the hospitals are without doctors. Most of the schools in villages are without teachers. Can't the AI can be used to tag them and find them? Hospitals are working, they're getting the medicine. All that should be done. Basic humanity should be done.
No, I will suggest a better idea. If the class teacher has not come, they can have an AI tutor teaching the class. It will probably be better than the regular teacher. And the regular teacher should be fined or sacked or suspended, whatever. Similarly, telemedicine, at one point, we will reach a point where some, like all these channels now have the weather reporters as some AI avatar. We will have some AI avatar telling us get this test done, get that done, and then we will see a real doctor. We can use it for many other things also. This road thing that you said, my challenge, my curiosity is whether AI can be used to reduce potholes on roads.
No, but it depends on if your drone can be connected with the drone given a duty. Okay, you like sanitary inspector is given a beat. This is your area. Drone can also be defined, given an area. Okay, this road belongs to this particular A plus zone.
Correct.
And drone number 25, he will cover this area. That drone can give you real-time progress of how many potholes are there. They can be connected with.
Also, it can analyze the material that is being used.
Correct.
So there is.
So you going to say that AI is required for whatever, you can't avoid it. AI is required, but it has to be modified, Indianized. Bhartiyakaran hona chahiye uska. Basically, it has to be used for not generating businesses from multinational, but finding solutions for our problems.
We have to look at it just like NPCI. How NPCI operates. It is a not-for-profit company. It is allowing us to transfer money, create UPI, do checks. So we have to look at AI as a platform which is used on devices of all the 100 crore people for their betterment. We should not get into this race of 1 trillion, 10 trillion, mein Elon Musk banunga, mein Larry Surge banunga, ya Sam Altman banunga. This is not our game. We don't have the capital. We don't have the research. So let's use what is available.
No, I'm talking, you use all the big names. Don't you think that global frame which was there, where all the big CEOs were there? And do you think that while it can't be, he was not seen with the Indian CEOs, he had a roundtable with them. But don't you think Indian CEOs, Indian tech company, basically they are providing so much of technology. They have got the connectivity because ultimately it's Airtel or it's Vodafone or you can call it Reliance Jio. They are able to get the data through their phone. And they are the people who have created such a massive demand for telephone connectivity by giving them cheaper options. For Indian telephone system, mobile system and data is the cheapest in the world. And they were not given that kind of prominence, which others were given.
So there are two parts to it, Prabhu. One, I agree with you that they should be in the frame of global tech people because what they do is no less a technology than what these guys are doing. But the other aspect, we have discussed earlier, Prabhu, that IT companies somehow haven't created the brand, the global presence, the global, power, that soft power that Samsung has, or Qualcomm has, or TSMC has, or Microsoft has. Some of the other Indian companies have not done that, and I am hoping that this AI thing will create some Jagruti among these people. Maybe in the next AI summit, you will find Indians standing in the frame.
Yeah, but Prime Minister should have also called them like
Of
Mukesh
course.
Ambani, like
Yes.
Chandra, like Sunil Mittal. They should have been on the stage with all the people who have created some kind of. You are connecting the wire, wiring the world. Infosys wired the world. They have done it. They did not become the what you are calling. They could not create what Microsoft had done or Zuckerberg has done. And they are given the red carpet in India. But the question is, they should have been put together. Let them talk because they are the data collectors in India. Indian Telecom Company.
No, definitely. No, I agree with you because, for instance, Tata is in the semiconductor project, Reliance is in the AI project, the Sunil Mittal is another AI project. So these people, it's not like they're sitting on their hands.
Yeah. So that's why they should have been given the same. I think time has come from Indian companies to, as you said, they must create something and then India should be given recognized. And they should also be seen sitting on the high table with the Prime Minister rather than only foreigners coming into here.
Yes, the same hospitality that we offer foreign investment should be offered to Indian investment and to Indian entrepreneurs. I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Because they are providing the cheapest data, yeah. And data is the new gold or new petrol, you can call it, whatever you want to call it. And other thing which I would say, from looking from the Prime Minister perspective, what has he gained out of it?
I think because for the first time I saw all the global business channels mentioning this, because all the multi-billion market cap companies were here, that they are always watchful when India is concerned, when there is technology. So he has got the, let us say, the halo, the high-tech halo, because of this event, because of all the photographs, because of Macron's speech, because of other people speaking. And the fact that Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, all of these are all big players in AI were here, is a big achievement for India. Now, what we make out of this is the question.
So what's the downside?
The downside is that in all these things, we must not forget that we have real problems to solve, which is like half the population is on agriculture and farming. We have to solve the housing and density problem. We have to solve the pollution problem. We have to solve all these problems. So we should arrange all our, say, 5 major issues: health, education, urbanization and all, and arrange what can we do with all these AI applications. We should actually give them a challenge. Come, invest here, solve this problem.
You see, in this whole thing, don't you think that it was the AI conference, but most of the Indian people could not display their product? One of the university, Calcutta, showed the Chinese about dog as one of the achievements as AI center. So don't you think there was nothing to show from Indian side at least?
No, because we don't have any R&D, Prabhu. We spend 0.7% of the GDP in R&D. Korea spends 5%. Such a small country, 5% of their GDP they spend on R&D. Unless we spend on R&D, we will never get there. These are all basic sciences.
So basically, AI summit was not, there was no display of Indian R&D, as you rightly, they don't spend the money.
Yes, nothing.
People who registered themselves to show their projects, it was so badly managed because they could not manage. It was there nothing to show. It was only what is happening, photo ops were happening, where whatever discussions are going on. Nandan Nilekani was giving a speech in which was praising the Prime Minister more than what he was doing anything else. So there was nothing from Indian side to show. If you are organizing system like this, it is not to show the hospitality part of us, that we are the best hospitality givers to the global world, and we give the photo off and whatnot. But we should also show that we have the people who have better brains than you have got abroad.
I would, if I was asked how this would have been done, first, you need not call everybody and their uncle and cousin to that place. You could have had live streaming. You could have had in every city a place where people could see what was happening in Bharat Mandapam. You could have had 10 different segments. This is today 1 to 2 or 10 to 11. We will look at agriculture. Then people all over the country can. So there has been no actual thinking on this. And as you rightly say, Prabhu, we should have showcased our Indian solutions, na?
Yeah, the other thing was I went to the how many sessions was held. Nobody knows any session was held which has important information, utility or whatever. There were only lectures being given. Nobody discussions happened. Some of the private organizations supported by the government, they had their own session going on the sideways. It was more a kind of a tamasha for people who want to come and to be seen there.
So it was there, the Indian version of Davos where everybody met everybody.
Yeah, and did not do any business. Thank you, Shankar. We'll meet again next time. Thank you for this bottom line show. This is what we have discussed today. Next, we'll meet again and talk about some other subject. Thank you, Shankar, for joining me.
Thank you.